was told Kenny Pickett or Dylan Gabriel, one of those two are going to be the starter. I was told this a long time ago by somebody in the building. Flacco and Shedeur are going to be the third quarterback. I'm not sure they thought Shedeur would do this, but we all know this. When you're in practice, how can you give 4 guys reps? What you got, 12 plays of 7-on-7? 12 plays a team? And then you're going to get all the first team reps on team run? Like, what is, there's not enough reps. And so to me, if Kenny Pickett go out there, Stefanski know his job on the line. If Shedeur go out there, he's been told you okay, but there's been plenty of time.
Breaking news out of Cleveland, and this time the source is none other than former Browns wide receiver TJ Houshmandzadeh. According to Houshmandzadeh, who claims to have reliable inside sources, Shedeur Sanders will not be starting for the Cleveland Browns as the season kicks off. Instead, Houshmandzadeh reports that Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel will be the ones leading the charge, with Shedeur Sanders and veteran Joe Flacco relegated to the bench. This bombshell revelation has raised plenty of eyebrows, especially considering Houshmandzadeh's connections within the Cleveland hierarchy. So, what does this mean for Shedeur Sanders? Could this be a major setback in his NFL journey? Or is it just another chapter in the always unpredictable world of professional football?
Well, like a Sam Darnold, you go to Philly, you learn, and now you're a better quarterback. I'm going with Shedeur.
Let's dive into the details. TJ Houshmandzadeh, while revealing this shocking news, also made it clear that if he were in charge, his decision would be quite different. According to Houshmandzadeh, he firmly believes that Shedeur Sanders is an excellent choice to start for Cleveland based on his college career and overall status as a player. Houshmandzadeh praised Shedeur's skills, leadership, and potential, stating that, had it been up to him, he would have no hesitation in naming Shedeur the starting quarterback. However, he clarified that his sources within the Cleveland organization do not share the same opinion, and they have decided to go in a different direction. If you're thinking that TJ Houshmandzadeh might just be hyping up the topic for attention, you might want to think again. This isn't just a one-off statement or a casual mention. Houshmandzadeh has expressed these thoughts multiple times across different platforms. In another interview, he reiterated his belief that Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel are the front-runners for the starting quarterback position in Cleveland, and it's clear that both players are the preferred choices within the organization. This consistency in Houshmandzadeh's message makes it harder to dismiss his claims as mere speculation. He's gone on record multiple times, sharing insights that he claims are based on what he's hearing from reliable sources within Cleveland. TJ Houshmandzadeh didn't stop there. He raised a significant question about Cleveland's management and their approach to handling the quarterback situation. According to him, if Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel are indeed the front-runners for the starting position, then why is Shedeur Sanders consistently topping the charts in every minicamp and OTA's statistic? Houshmandzadeh pointed out that every time QB stats are released, it's either Shedeur or Joe Flacco leading the pack. This has left many scratching their heads, wondering what's actually going on behind the scenes. It seems like Cleveland is presenting one narrative, pushing Pickett and Dylan as the favorites, while the numbers from practice and off-season workouts tell a very different story, with Shedeur clearly excelling. This stark contrast between what's being said publicly and what's happening on the field has raised more questions than answers. What is Cleveland really up to, and why the disconnect between performance and decision-making? TJ Houshmandzadeh didn't hold back when he addressed the potential risks of starting Kenny Pickett. He emphasized that, in his opinion, starting Pickett could be a serious liability for head coach Kevin Stefanski. Houshmandzadeh implied that if Stefanski decided to go with Pickett as the starter and things didn't go well, whether it was a hiccup in Pickett's performance or an inability to prove himself, it could cost Stefanski his job. This added another layer of intrigue to the situation. Houshmandzadeh suggested that the stakes are high, not just for the quarterbacks, but for the coaching staff as well. A poor decision at the QB position could have far-reaching consequences, and Stefanski's job could be on the line if the wrong choice is made. TJ Houshmandzadeh made a compelling argument regarding the potential motivations behind Cleveland's decision. He suggested that if the Browns ultimately start Shedeur Sanders, it would signal that the team is looking to develop him for the future. This would be a long-term play, prioritizing growth and potential over immediate results. Houshmandzadeh emphasized that starting Shedeur would show Cleveland's commitment to building around a young, talented quarterback who could lead the team for years to come. On the other hand, if Cleveland decides to start Kenny Pickett, Houshmandzadeh argued that it could be a sign the management is focusing on winning right now. However, he also pointed out that this could be a risky move. TJ Houshmandzadeh didn't just stop at highlighting the risk factors. He also pointed out an important logistical issue surrounding the quarterback situation in Cleveland. He argued that the number of reps available in training camp is limited, and that's a crucial factor in deciding who gets the starting job.
I wish 2 guys would get the majority of the reps one day. Then 2 guys get the majority of the, I don't know how this is a fair comment, because I was told from somebody that's in the building.
TJ Houshmandzadeh also discussed the psychological side of the quarterback decision, particularly when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. He raised concerns about the potential impact on Shedeur's confidence if the Browns were to start him and then pulled him out of the game. Houshmandzadeh pointed out that benching a young quarterback after giving him the starting job could do more harm than good, especially when it comes to a player like Shedeur, who is still adjusting to the NFL. According to Houshmandzadeh, if the Browns were to give Shedeur the start but then pull him in the middle of the season, it could negatively affect his growth and development. The uncertainty could shake his confidence and possibly hinder his future performance. TJ Houshmandzadeh isn't the only one fueling speculation about the quarterback battle in Cleveland. Fieldlytics has also weighed in, suggesting that Dillon Gabriel might have the upper hand over Shedeur Sanders when it comes to securing the starting job. Yates pointed out that, as of now, there hasn't been any clear improvement from Shedeur that would shift the narrative in his favor. This has led to some questioning whether Shedeur is truly ready for the starting role in Cleveland. Fieldlytics completely overlooked the impressive figures Shedeur Sanders has put up during OTAs and minicamps. Despite Shedeur's standout performances, Yates still declared that, regardless of who might have the better career in the long run, Shedeur is 2 rounds behind Dillon Gabriel in the draft, which could impact his chances to start. According to Yates, this draft position gap could be the determining factor, suggesting that Shedeur might not have a better shot than Gabriel to secure that starting role.
And Dillon, regardless of who you think ends up having a better career, one player was taken, 97th overall?
Late third round. Yeah, Dillon was late third.
154th. So, talking about nearly 2 full rounds apart.
It's still unclear why Shedeur Sanders is being demoted or not being given the starting role, especially considering his impressive journey and performance. Throughout his career, Shedeur has faced numerous challenges, but time and time again, he has proven that he thrives under adversity. Given Shedeur's history of overcoming adversity, it's hard to imagine that this latest setback is the result of anything other than a complex internal decision-making process. What's more concerning is that, despite his growth and potential, the reasons behind his demotion seem to be just as mysterious as his draft fall. It's something that leaves many fans and analysts wondering what's really going on behind closed doors. There are growing reports suggesting that Cleveland might be looking for a way to completely move on from Shedeur Sanders, and his current demotion could be the first step in that direction. While it's still unclear why Shedeur is being pushed aside, some insiders believe that the Browns are quietly distancing themselves from the young quarterback, possibly looking for a fresh start with other options like Kenny Pickett or Dillon Gabriel. If this is the case, this decision could be part of a larger strategy to transition away from Shedeur, despite his talent and potential. The question now is whether this move is truly in the best interest of the team, or if Cleveland is making a long-term mistake by not fully embracing Shedeur's growth and development. The unfolding situation leaves many wondering what Cleveland's true intentions are and what the future holds for Shedeur Sanders in the NFL. What do you think, Browns fans? Is Cleveland truly looking to distance themselves from Shedeur Sanders, or is this just a temporary setback in his journey to becoming the starter? With the reports circulating and the recent demotion, it's hard to ignore the possibility that the Browns are moving on from him. But, considering Shedeur's talent and potential, could this be a mistake? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Cleveland will completely move away from Shedeur, or will they give him a fair shot to prove himself?